Welcome to the Wakefield Doctrine, the theory of Clark, Scots, and Rogers. We would do this video post in Latin if we could speak Latin, but we can't, so we won't. We won't just do it in Latin. So, end of the day, so we're going to do a quick video post. Maybe we'll jam some more music videos. Everybody loves those. To do a post for tomorrow. Trying to get some momentum back up. We've had a little bit of a diffuseness going on in our realities. As readers know, realities, perceptions of, and conceptions of figure very, very prominently in the Wakefield Doctrine. To point of fact, the Wakefield Doctrine is predicated on the notion that we experience personal realities. Nothing weird, nothing strange, just the fact that the world to you is measurably different or qualitatively different than the world is to me. In fact, that's the launching point for the doctrine itself. It says that all people, instead of personalities as a list of things and what you sound like and what you look like and what you like to do, we take the other approach. And we just say, look, if you lived in the world of a Clark, you'll probably develop behaviors like this. If you lived in the world of a Scott, the kind of things you do in a certain situation would almost always be like this. And if you happen to grow up in the world of a Roger, your personality could be described in certain terms that relate, correlate, and tie to other people who grow up in the world as a Roger. So we've got these three world views: the world of a Clark, the world of a Scott, and the world of a Roger. Everything follows from that. If I notice a person and infer correctly that he's a Roger, then I can tell you things about him that just you shouldn't be able to know on that basis. That's the validation that we see with the whole Wakefield Doctrine in the first place. A good example, a way left field example, but currently in the doctrine, go back a couple of posts, we did a series of imagining what people would, how they behave in job interviews. One of the three was a Rogerian female going in for a job as a waitress. And, you know, we did our best to write a little story, and she's wife of a college professor. She's got 6 or 7 degrees in paleo canine cultures and Urdic languages. So she's a Roger. It's okay. And she's bored at home, so she finds this restaurant in a local town and goes to apply to be a job at this restaurant. Now, it's a small restaurant, so it's owned by a Scot. So that's the premise. And the value of it, the point of it all, is we go in and we say, okay, Emily, that's our Roger, goes in, they're really busy, so she has to sit and wait for the interview that was scheduled. So we propose, okay, you're Emily, you're a Roger, you're required to sit and wait while the restaurant goes on and does their business. What do you do? And we propose 3 different options, what you do. And you have to read the post. But one of the things most interesting about it, this is tying back to validating the doctrine, is that one of the suggestions coming from a Clark's point of view was, well, you're sitting there, you're waiting to get the job, you want the job, and they're undermanned. So as a Clark, you get up and start clearing some tables. What the hell? Why not? And that makes sense to a Clark. All the Clarks agree. The Scots went nuts. The Scots, like the Rogers, went nuts. Totally did not believe that is a appropriate action. It was interesting. Most interesting because of the vehemence, the strength of their response. No, you can't possibly do that. And when we explored it, when we talked to the people that we have, you know, the Friends of the Doctrine and Downsprings and whatnot, it came out that from a Rogers point of view, it would have been the height of an insult or transgression or something that had to do with they went into somebody's business and they took liberties with procedures, with permissions, which to a Roger, as we all know, or you should know if you're reading this damn thing, is that Rogers live in a world, their reality is built on logic, quantifiable rules and regulations. Things make sense. engineers, accountants, you can see it all in the doctrine. So for them, the rules matter more than the behavior. The rules matter more than the people. The rules matter more than almost anything. So that little example, the reaction of the Rogers to that Clark's, now to a Clark it made perfect sense. So that's where we start to validate the doctrine, because it says that, hey, look, the reason they object to it is found in the doctrine, in the description. It makes sense, in other words. We took it a step further and we said that, okay, so Emily gets into the room with the Scotian restaurant owner and starts the interview, and he's all kinds of Scott on her. Hey, what you want to do this for? That kind of stuff. The knee-jerk aggressiveness, dominance ranking kind of thing that all Scots do all the time. Anyway, so we tried to say, well, here's the possible reactions that Emily might have. We missed again, which is very, very constructive. They talking to Rogers, and I suggested a couple of things. They said no, and we asked them, and now this is without corroboration between them, they all suggested the same thing. Roger, in a situation where it looks like the job is just going down the tubes while you watch and you just want to look for the exit, they would not give up that easily. They would simply, in the face of all of what the Scots doing to try to intimidate them, they would start to describe what they think waitressing is all about, what they would like. This is a loose translation. Emily would describe why she thinks it'd be good to work as a waitress, what is good about restaurants, the whole thing, all from that procedure. Now you see the theme there. They're looking at it, they're describing what they see, the organization of what they see. The important thing is that they have a vision within their world of being in that job. That vision of the world, as they see it, is more important to maintain than any kind of discomfort from the people across the table not responding to it, if you're following that. And if you are, you're probably a Clark. So anyway, that's what's happening lately with the doctrine. So exciting times are upon us, even if we are in a diffuse period right now. Anybody, this is what the hell day is today, 24th of May. Anybody out there feeling particularly diffuse and reality is getting a little bit more transparent than normal, I'll say send us a comment, because I'm seeing that going on with almost everybody I talk to directly, that just for today it's getting a little bit better, but I don't know if there's a term for reality weather, or the conditions of reality, but sometimes things get a little bit stranger than normal, and today was one of those days. So let us know if you're one of those people, and you're probably a Clark, but if you're a Roger and you're still reading this, or even a Scott, kind of a long shot, but we got AKH's testimony to the contrary. Scots do get this thing. Write to us, tell us. We've got a bunch of people here that will be glad to answer your questions. We want to hear from you. So pick up the pen, put your fingers on those little letters, write us a comment, say hello. We got t-shirts. Did I tell you that? Yeah, we got t-shirts. You can buy one for $23.79 if you wanted to. Or if you wrote a good enough comment, we might even mail you one for free. How cool is this for a blog? That's the latest from the Wakefield Doctrine. Bye.